Thank you for watching the news here on Times TV with me, Jawes Banda. But first, the headlines. The Malawi Health Equity Network calls for government's detachment from the Hospital Ombudsman Office. Minibus Owners Association of Malawi protests recently released tollgate fees. And the future of over 3,000 auxiliary primary school teachers remains unclear as some are being evicted from schools' houses. We have these plus many other stories. Please do stick with us. Now the news in detail. The Malawi Health Equity Network, MEHIN, says employing hospital personnel in hospital ombudsman offices is defeating the purpose of setting up ombudsman offices in public hospitals. The hospital ombudsman offices were set up to allow people to file complaints about poor service delivery in public hospitals. This comes as reports indicate that some cases reported through the office die a natural death without action taken on the culprits. Weza Gausi has filed this report.
Malawi Health Equity Network Executive Director George Jome says the hospital ombudsman is a good initiative, but in some cases faces challenges. He says the greatest challenge in some instances is that officer holders are employees of the same health systems. Ombudsman Public Relations Officer Arthur Semba says for the Minister of Health to be employing hospital ombudsman was an arrangement between the two institutions. However, he says they have a new establishment after functional review, which has introduced a sectoral ombudsman, one of whose function is specifically look into such sectoral issues as hospital ombudsman. Center for Human Rights and Rehabilitation CHRR Executive Director Michael Kayata says he agrees with the health expert. He says the hospital ombudsman is a good initiative, however its effectiveness is undermined by appointment of hospital staff to man the office. Efforts to talk to Minister of Health officials proved futile as their phones went unanswered.
Minibus owners in the country have expressed dissatisfaction with the tollgate rates and have since indicated that they will engage Ministry of Transport over the matter. Minibus Owners Association of Malawi, MOAM chairperson Felix Mbonekera, said some minibuses would be passing through the tollgates up to 4 times a day, which will be costly looking at the current fee. Matthews Kasanda has the details.
Last week, the government released tollgate fees that vehicles using the M1 road passing through tollgates at Chingen in Balaka and Karinyeke in Dedza will be paying. Among others, minibus operators are expected to be paying 3,400 kwacha, trucks carrying abnormal loads will be paying 20,000 kwacha, while light vehicles will be paying 1,700 kwacha. Mbonekera says the association has already drafted a letter that will be sent to the Directorate of Road Traffic and Safety Services by Monday next week, asking for a roundtable discussion with the Ministry of Transport.
The category where we have been categorized is too much for minibus, because minibus operators from Balaka to Ncheu, Balaka to Blantyre, even up to days, up to Lilongwe, they will pass that toll gate more than 4 to 5 times a day, which means that if that fare remains like that, in our business we will be affected a lot.
However, according to the communication from the Ministry of Finance, there will be a discount on frequent road users. The discount has been set at 75% applicable at the 11th passage at the toll gate and a 20% discount for users who reside within a radius of 10 kilometers of the toll gates. Recently, Roads Fund Administration spokesperson Masako Ngwaluko said the tariffs were looked at by the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Transport and the Roads Fund Administration. The fees are expected to become effective on 1st September 2021.
President Lazarus Chakwera has commended the cordial working relationship that exists between government and the Anglican Church in Malawi, while asking the church to help in the fight against fake news surrounding COVID-19. Chakwera made the remarks on Sunday in Mzuzu during the celebration of the Silver Jubilee of the Anglican Church of Northern Malawi. Feston Malekezo has more in this report.
Chakwera said there is a lot of fake information around the pandemic which the church can help diffuse, as people tend to believe churches more. He also hailed the Anglican Church for its numerous development activities it is doing in the country in areas such as health, education and tourism. Chakwera further emphasized that he is always ready to meet religious leaders for their pieces of advice, which he said is integral for national development. In his remarks, Bishop Fanuel Makangani of the Northern Malawi Diocese for the Anglican Church started by thanking the government for removing duty and other taxes on construction materials for churches and mosques, saying this shows commitment by the leadership to help in the growth of churches and mosques in Malawi. Makangani then asked Chakwera to find a lasting solution on the increasing costs of fertilizer and maintain or increase the number of beneficiaries of the affordable input program.
I have also asked that ADMAC should be strong again, because if ADMAC is there to do the way they used to do, probably the price will reduce or will remain affordable for the farmers and all of us.
The event was also graced by Bishop Walinafe Kalemba of Southern Malawi, political leaders, among others. Also in attendance of the event, which was under the theme 25 Years of Life in Christ, a call to majority, was the founding bishop for the Northern Malawi, Emeritus Bishop Jackson Biggers. The Anglican Church in Malawi has 4 dioceses, and the other 3 are Southern Malawi, Upper Shire and Lake Malawi. Northern Malawi Diocese was founded in 1995, and East Silver Jubilee was supposed to take place last year but failed because of COVID-19.
The National Commission for Science and Technology, NCST, says innovative citizens are a critical ingredient to the achievement of Malawi's long-term development vision, the Malawi 2063. NCST Chief Technology Transfer Officer Isaac Chingota was speaking indoor during the organization's innovation mapping and documentation exercise. More in this report.
Last week, a team from the National Commission for Science and Technology visited Zach Mwale of Lilongwe and Thomas Damaso of Mponera. National Commission for Science and Technology Chief Technology Transfer Officer Isaac Chingota said the realization of Vision 2063 requires Malawians who think differently to come up with new and innovative ways of doing things.
Innovators are very crucial. I can cite examples of what other countries are doing. Most countries that you're seeing developed today is because the countries invested in innovation, science and technology. Talk of Kenya, talk of Singapore and the like. Most of them, they have systems in place to promote innovation, technology transfer and the like. So innovators are very key because they supply the technologies that feed into the industry. So if we're talking about Vision 2063 and being a technologically led country, then we need the developers of those technologies.
On his part, Damaso underscored the need for authorities to provide a platform through which innovators could display their innovations for all Malawians to see.
To tell you the truth is that the environment is not conducive as such, because there's very low recognition. You can invent something, but to be recognized it takes a lot of effort. Like now, people are going to know, oh, I'm an innovator. But in the past, maybe very few people knew. So I think if there will be deliberate action to expose innovators and then encourage them and support them so that whatever they've innovated are improved and then put on the market, I think this would be of great help.
According to the National Commission of Science and Technology, through the exercise, the Technology Transfer Office will identify technologies that have scalable social and economic impact on the community and will endeavor to support the innovators to add value, protect and commercialize the innovations through various means.
Despite the outstanding shortage of teachers in the country, the future of 3,270 auxiliary primary school teachers remains bleak, as reports indicate that some are being evicted from schools' houses. Contracts of the teachers under the Initial Primary Teacher Education IPTE 13 expire on Wednesday this week, and the teachers have expressed fear with the Ministry of Education's silence on the way forward. We have a report by Matthews Kasanda.
In an effort to decongest classrooms as a way of containing the spread of COVID-19 in schools, in February this year, the government employed the teachers on a 5-month contract. The government renewed the teachers' contracts in June when they were given a 2-month contract that comes to an end on Wednesday this week. The teachers have since come out to express their worry with the silence by the ministry on the way forward, despite the primary schools in the country scheduled to reopen on Monday next week. Times has learned that some of the auxiliary teachers relocated with their families from their home districts to teach in other districts. The auxiliary teachers' deputy spokesperson, Frankson Golowa, says most of the teachers are staying in rented houses, yet the future is still unknown.
Our worry is, are we going to teach this coming term or not? We have to come clear on that. But now we don't know what to do. We don't know what the government is doing because they are just silent. The government should come clear so that we should know our way forward.
Ministry of Education spokesperson Chikondi Chimala says the ministry appreciates the commendable job that the teachers have been doing. He, however, says the ministry will communicate to the teachers through official channels on their way forward.
The ministry is aware of that the contracts are expiring this month, August, that the ministry will communicate to the teachers through the established official channels on what happens next.
There have been calls from education experts in the country for the need to permanently employ the auxiliary teachers in order to reduce the shortage of teachers across the country.
Ministry of Trade has embarked on a diversification export agenda to move away from traditional exports. According to the 2019 Malawi trade indicators, the country made a total of $900 million in exports, while the total value of imports was at $2,941 million United States dollars. We have a report by Sam Kalimira.
Ministry of Trade Deputy Director Mufwa Munhali said one of the areas that the government wants to diversify is dairy livestock. Munhali said if the country can invest more in livestock farming, it can help to contribute to the country's economy. He, however, said livestock trade is going down in the country, which needs to be rejuvenated.
The industry is one of the prominent areas whereby we see that we may diversify horizontally and also vertically. And if indeed we can develop that, more products will be generated from the dairy industry, particularly issues like yogurt, the ice cream, fresh milk, and Mzuzu is strategically positioned there because it's next to Tanzania. It will be covering there as we see it, so that will generate more business opportunities.
Meanwhile, Teddy Nankumwa, National Coordinator for Agriculture Commercialization, said a project is currently underway to commercialize farming by linking producers and off-takers to the market.
We have put in place supportive mechanisms. We've trained agribusiness officers from the Ministry of Agriculture and trade officers from Ministry of Trade to support with the, for example, concept development. We have now hired over 20 consultants, individual consultants, scattered throughout the country, supporting districts to write the business cases on behalf of farmers.
Meanwhile, farmers from the northern region have complained that prices at which they sell their dairy are low, a development which discourages farmers from venturing into the dairy business. The farmers have also complained about the breed, saying they are no longer producing recommended liters of milk.
You're watching the Sunday's Evening Bulletin here on Times Television. We'll be back with more in a moment.
I choose to be smart. I choose to live a simple and easy life. I choose not to line up to pay my bills. This is why I go digital. Jump the queue. Pay your Lilong Water Board bills through mobile banking. Or you can pay through mobile money, as I always do. You can also check your water bill and balance by simply dialing *253#. With digital payments, you can save time and money. Be smart. Pay your bills on time.
Lilongwe Water Board. Lilongwe Water Board. Portable water all the time for all.
You know how we were saying all the sponsors are getting on board now? So,
well, let me pull out of this meeting to tell you about something exciting. I, Sam Kabambe, want to invite you to the Soaked in Worship concert by Apostle E. Chiteka Lewis. It's happening on the 28th of August 2021 right here at Crossroads Hotel at the Great Sapitwa Hall. On the day, the doors will be open at 5 p.m. Get your standard tickets at 10,000 kwacha. 30,000 kwacha gets you a family ticket that allows 4 people to come in. And of course, the VIP ticket is 20,000 kwacha. For a family of 4, you can get a VIP ticket at 60,000 kwacha only. For the numbers showing on your screen, these are the numbers for you to get in touch with, for you to get your tickets. And of course, we'll see you on the 28th of August.
Get your ticket at Crossroads Hotel Business Center in Mbowe Puma Filling Station.
Welcome back to the news. Continuing with the bulletin. The Malawi Communications Regulatory Authority, MACRA, says many people are not reporting mobile money fraud, which is still rampant in the country. Illiteracy among some Malawians has been blamed for rising cases of mobile money fraud, where swindlers are taking advantage of the situation. We have a report by Wezi Gausi.
This comes as cases of mobile money fraud remains common in some areas where people are duped to reveal security features of their mobile money accounts, among other relevant information. MACRA Deputy Director of Consumer Affairs, Kerias Mlinga, says since the introduction of SIM registration in the country, only 200 people have reported having been duped through mobile money fraud.
We have taken a step to sensitize the consumers on how they can identify that this is the fraud. This is a fraudster as opposed to a legitimate transaction, or what mechanisms they can adopt in order to remedy the situation in the event that they have been duped.
Malawi Police spokesperson James Kadadzera concurred with MACRA, saying there are minimal or no cases of people reporting mobile money fraud these days. But he says police are very aware that people are still being duped, evidenced through what they post on social media.
So a lot of Malawians that are being duped are not coming to report to police. But as already said, we are hearing of them being duped through the social media, through other informal ways.
A report by Reserve Bank of Malawi shows that the number of mobile banking subscribers rose by 7.9% in the first quarter of 2020, which also saw the volume and value of mobile banking transactions rising by 18.5%.
The Malawi University of Science and Technology, MUST, has signed a memorandum of understanding with TVETA, which aims at putting innovations to use. The partnership will see the two institutions identifying and nurturing innovations across the country. We have details in this report by Justin Mkweo.
Stories are told about the boy who harnessed the wind, the boy in Mulanje district who invented a radio, and another one who makes electricity from sewing machines. The country has many people such as these who have useful innovations but lack the right channels to uplift them for numerous reasons. As MUST Vice Chancellor Adres Malata explains, they, together with TVETA, want to fill that gap.
The innovations to be of use in this nation, we have to focus on quality, perfection, and so the process requires that TVETA and ourselves as a University of Science and Technology will work together.
National Planning Commission Director General Thomas Muntari praised the collaboration as the right path towards achieving the Malawi 2063 agenda. He added that for the country to be self-reliant, it needs industries which can emanate from such innovations. TVETA Acting Executive Director Modesto Gomani said the partnership augurs well with their quest to promote innovations in Malawi.
This partnership will link what we have identified across the country in terms of innovation and the creativity, and link them up to the skills development programs that we promote as TVET Authority, but also link up the same with the Malawi University of Science and Technology, so that the science and technology development element of it is further developed.
In the partnership, innovators will be applying to join the program, and once successful, they will get expertise from MAST and TVETA.
Kabaza operators have been reminded to register their motorcycles and obtain proper licenses by December this year. Kabula Police Officer in Charge, Assistant Superintendent Mofa Chimenya, says this follows concerns of rampant accidents and uncontrollable traffic offences by Kabaza operators. Government has ordered the motorcycle operators to register in 6 months from June this year to December. We have a report by Llewellyn Impasa, read by Elvis Hoahoa.
Speaking at a function where Kabula Police Unit conducted a crime and safety prevention meeting with chiefs, community leaders, Kabaza operators and the locals to sensitize the community on issues concerning crime and safety in Blantyre, Kabula Police Officer in Charge, Assistant Superintendent Mofa Chimenya, says the interactive meeting was aimed at building good relationship between the police and the community.
You know, Kabula Police Unit is looking Mbayani, Chemusa and Mbwelera area, which is a very big area in the city of Blantyre. So, and also, you know, you can bear with me that wherever there's a lot of people, a lot of things also happen in terms of crime. So we thought it very important and very paramount, first of all, to meet all the opinion leaders for this area, so that we can see, we can map the way forward, what can we do in order to curb up such activities in these areas.
Kabula Kabaza Association Chairperson James Balala says motorcycle operators have the responsibility to protect and safeguard the lives of their passengers.
We have been ordered to register our motorcycles and ensure that we have proper training before we start operating on the roads to protect ourselves and the lives of the passengers we ferry.
The police have also advised the community to report cases of defilement as soon as they happen and not to wait until the minors are pregnant.
Youths from Chikwawa District under Focus for Development, FFD, conducted a fundraising big walk from Chikwawa to Blantyre to raise funds towards empowering the youth. FFD Executive Director Anganire Ngosi says they target to train 100 young people with different technical skills. More in this report by Llewellyn Impasa, read by Elita Soko.
Ngosi says the funds raised will go towards empowering the youth of Chikwawa with technical skills so that they can be productive citizens. He says FFD has partnered Sanweka Tech, Haifa Driving School and the Youth Department of Chikwawa District Council to train initial 100 youth in different technical areas, including computer repairing, cell phone repairing, basic computer usage and motor vehicle driving.
We are having this big walk from Chikwawa to Blantyre. We are talking of 56 kilometers from Chikwawa to Blantyre on foot. The idea is to raise funds so that we can train youths in Chikwawa in different skills. The idea is to give Chikwawa youths something to do. We want to give them a skill either to start business, and that is our main agenda. But if that one fails, at least one should have a skill so that he or she can get employed somewhere.
Joseph Chikulo, one of the beneficiaries of the initiative, says the youth have teamed up to support themselves and their communities.
We are on this big walk just because we are sourcing funds from the various people who are willing to assist us, because we want to learn more skills, and we are just very happy because this is what we are expecting, that youth we may do. I, as individual, I've been benefiting because as of now I'm talking, I am I'm doing a driving course, of which this program is set to.
FFD says they target to raise 3 million kwacha for the training and for provision of technical and mechanical tools to empower youth to be productive citizens.
Well, that's all we had for you for now, but before we go, a recap of the headlines. The Malawi Health Equity Network calls for government's detachment from the Hospital Ombudsman Office. Minibus Owners Association of Malawi protests recently released target fees, and the future of over 3,000 auxiliary primary school teachers remains bleak as some are being evicted from schools' houses. Remember, you can get more on these and other stories by visiting our website www.times.mw, liking our Facebook page Times 360 Malawi, and following us on Twitter at Times 360 Malawi. Remember to wash your hands regularly, observe social and physical distance, and mask up. Please do stay safe. You have been with me, Jawes Banda. Goodbye.